Hey guys, welcome to Zimaleta How To Show. In today's video, I would like to make an example. What's the difference of working for yourself versus working as a driver for a fleet owner? I have kind of like my book here. I've done some calculations here. I wasn't really planning on making this kind of video, but it so happened that I kind of got into it. So guys, like I still have this this book over here, and this is exactly the one I did all the calculations on. And you know, I basically figured out in here that let's see here. So I just had a call, guys. According to my calculation here, after all your expenses and stuff, once you deduct it, and this is if you're getting a load every single day, 500 miles a day, your daily income is going to be about $223. That's how much you're going to clear. So if you want to actually find out what am I actually making per hour, so you're actually going to be making per hour $22.35. And there's a lot of stuff that I have in here, and I need to really make a lot of different points, but basically you're making about $22 an hour. And if you could get $22 an hour doing something local, then so be it. But maybe that's gonna be like less trouble for you. You're not gonna have any van payment, you're not gonna have any insurance payment, but this of course takes everything into account. This takes into account your Sprinter payment. This takes into account all your maintenance, your cell phone bill, your like miscellaneous expenses, your food, and everything else. I do take everything into account, guys, and it's going to be give or take, you know, for most people. So most likely you're going to be making between $20 and $30 an hour, but I think for an average type of person, this is if you stay busy, guys. Of course, at 500 miles a day, you're going to be making about $22 an hour. And you know, and I'm calculating this for like $22 an hour, like for a 10-hour day. Okay, so not like an 8-hour day, not like 24 hours a day. This is if you would work between 8 and 10 hours a day, guys, at a regular job. So that's the way I actually done the calculation, because somebody might want to find out, well, how much hourly am I gonna make? So my calculation was based on 500 miles a day, guys. So to drive 500 miles a day at 50 miles an hour, that's gonna be about 10 hours. So, you know, if you're gonna drive like, I don't know, like 65 or something, you might make it in 8 hours. So that's why I'm putting in between 8 and 10 hours work time, you know, and that could be $22 a day. But that doesn't even matter how long. Like whatever 500 miles you're gonna drive, whatever the, you know, hours, it's gonna be $22 pretty much an hour. So this will kind of like make you think, you know, could you really get a local job for $22 an hour, or, you know, or work for somebody that's going to be like $22 an hour, or what? Because also, like, as my calculation here, let me see how much per mile that I wrote you're going to be actually making. Yeah, guys, I just actually calculated this. It's actually, you're gonna be actually making 44 cents per mile. So I'm gonna need to actually write this down somewhere, that it's 44 cents per mile. This is something I also wanted to break it down, because guys, why am I like interested in saying that? Because there's some guys out there that wants to hire you to work at their own van. They're gonna take care of the insurance, the maintenance, the Sprinter. You just gonna have to worry about replacing your headlight bulbs and getting your oil serviced on time, and whatever, like if the Sprinter breaks or something, you know, just get towed to a location, and you know, they're gonna take care of everything else, but you're not gonna have to worry about the maintenance. And some of those guys could get paid between, I don't know, like if you kind of think about it, most likely if the driver, okay, there's two different ways of doing it, but the most common one, if you're gonna be a driver for somebody that already has their gig going, you know, their vans are already hired at the company, they're gonna pay you 60%, they're gonna take 40%. So out of the 60% you're gonna be getting paid, if that was out of the dollar, if he's got a contract where, you know, he's basically getting $1 per mile, well, that means you're getting 60 cents. But let me tell you something, you're not going to be getting 60 cents. Most likely it's going to be 80 cents. And out of 80 cents, you know, what does that leave you with? Let me calculate. So basically, guys, that is 48 cents per mile that you're going to be actually getting paid. So if the load is 80 cents, so you're going to be getting about 48 cents. But you're going to pay the tolls, you will pay the fuel. Let me find out how much the fuel is going to cost for you guys. So I'll be back. Okay, guys, I've done all the calculations. It is good that I'm actually having coffee. I probably should have drank some coffee off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and drink some now. Man, coffee really makes my mind just think like crazy. I already know how to do math like pretty good, but I do it a lot better than I calculate it because I like to be pretty precise. So here I done a little calculation for you guys, just so you could think, should I work for an owner operator or should I work for me? With an owner operator, at least you don't have no headaches. You just simply get hired and that's it. You just do the work. With doing it by yourself, it's your business. And here's what I found out, guys. Of course, before I went out, I was gonna tell you like how much it's gonna cost you, like I guess you know, like in fuel and stuff, when you're, you know, out of your 48 cents per mile. So basically, let's say like you're driving 500 miles as you know, working for somebody else, and basically at 48 cents per mile, that's your 60% cut. You're gonna make so yeah, you're gonna make $240. So at the current fuel price, which right now it's at $2.39, it's gonna cost you at 24 miles per gallon. It's gonna cost you $49.79 for 500 miles. So you take your $240 that you made for driving 500 miles, and you deduct $49.79. You get basically $190.21. That's how much you're actually making in a day. So if you make $190 clear money in a day, this is not taking into account your cell phone, this is not taking into account your food, this is not taking into account tolls. This is just basically you paying for fuel and you just driving, you know. So you're gonna have to deduct that out of here as well. And this of course does not take into account anything, like no insurance, no payments, nothing, because you don't have none of that stuff. So, you know, except if you have a house, you're gonna have to have that extra bill and stuff. But here's what you could expect per day, per week, working for somebody as a driver. You could expect about $951.05 per week. So in a month, you're looking at about $3,804.20 per month. So some of you guys might be thinking, hey, that's actually still pretty good, because working for $9-10 an hour, you could be probably making about $1,500 a month, working maybe like at Walmart, you know. Let's just say, I'm just kind of guessing, just based on, you know, kind of like what I already know. Probably after taxes, you're probably looking at, I don't know, like $1,277 in basically in a month, you know, if you're working about, I don't know, like let's say like $10.55 an hour. So that's approximately how much you're gonna be making, and your weekly paychecks might be after taxes. If you're single, it's probably gonna be like $277. I don't have none written down, but I'm just kind of like I'm juggling on my memory, and I'm remembering previous calculations that I have done. So that's about how much it is. Of course, if somebody's married and you have kids and stuff, your taxes from paychecks is gonna be, you know, a lot less. But still, guys, even so, it is still like not a good deal, okay? Because as a driver, you could be making $3,804. That's not bad. That seems like a pretty good income, and for a lot of people, that is pretty good income. Okay, so let's look at somebody like me. How much somebody like me could be making, you know, if I was a normal type of driver and I had expenses like van expenses and stuff like that. Taking all the expenses into account, I would be making about $223. And this is taking food into account. This is taking everything into account. This is my clean profit. So $223 is going to be my daily income to drive those same type of miles, versus $190 that you would be self-employed. that seems like I don't know, what do we have here, like about like a $33-$34 difference, which is not a huge difference for daily income. Of course, you know, in the course of the week, it turns out to be kind of like a little bit more of a difference, because in the week, working for yourself, you're going to be making $1,115 per week, versus somebody that's an owner operator making about $951, you know, in a week. So in a month, as an owner operator, you're gonna make $4,460, and if you're basically working as an you know, for somebody else as a driver, you're gonna be making $3,804 per week and 20 cents. So it looks like there's a difference about approximately 400 and like let's just say no, not 400, like about 600 and about $55. So you're gonna make about $655 more working as an owner operator after all your expenses, not including your home expenses, not including your rent, and you know, this kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, like yeah, basically, yeah, that's how it is, you know. It doesn't seem like it's a big difference, and that's why, like, we're sometimes making these big checks, like I made like last week, I think it was like I made total, they split it up, guys, so like I made approximately like $3,400 for 1 week. But guys, I really busted my tail working. Let me actually tell you what I was making. Let me actually tell you my days. You know, I'm pretty clear with you guys as to kind of like what I'm doing. So taking these numbers, I mean, you might be thinking, okay, well, I probably could do the same thing, you know, and you probably can. And like I'm saying as well, my next week, I didn't have nothing but one load, and even that one I got on Friday, so I didn't have nothing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I live in South Carolina, like pretty much 1 hour away from Charlotte, and you know, give or take. So anyways, this is my week. I started, okay, so I did this one load, immediately I got paid like $1,380 for this load, and then I had this other load, $643, and then I had this other load, $422, and I had this other one, $352.80, and then I have another one, $422 and, you know, 40 cents. So feel free to combine all these numbers and see if I was right at $3,400 or if I'm off. But I don't feel like really counting this stuff. I'm just kind of like, you know, doing it as a ballpark type of thing. But I hope this kind of like allows you to at least kind of like think a little bit, because you might be thinking, man, your figures probably like look like completely incorrect, because you're telling me you're making like you could be making about, like, what did I say here, $4,400 a month working for yourself, and yeah, $4,460 working for yourself. But keep in mind, this is actually working consistently 4 weeks out of the month, every single day at 500 miles per day. Or you might get lucky and you might get like a 1,500 mile load here, and then maybe a couple 500 mile loads. Either way, with this type of calculation, you actually need to be driving about let's see, 2,500 miles a week, 10,000 miles a month. This is kind of like all of my calculations, that's what they're based on. They're based on 10,000 miles a month, because I don't want to just do something crazy and say 15,000 a month, because I'm actually driving about 15,000 miles a month on a good month. I'm not saying I'm driving like that always, but if I kind of get, you know, like, I guess, you know, like, I really don't know, like the word for this one. Like, if I really want to, I guess, be serious about it, and I'm gonna stay out a whole month, stay out on the road, yes, I could do 15,000 miles, you know, in a whole month, because I get in sort of like the groove, and I'm getting, you know, I'm going to all these areas that I know I could get out of, that I know I could consistently deliver loads to and stuff like that. But if I end up working 1 week and I go home, well, a lot of times it gets stuck for a week. It really completely messes me up. So that means I could make in 1 week $3,400. Then I make it home, and I probably don't have nothing that week. Or I might make like $800. And then the next week, again, I might hit it, and it's going to be about maybe $2,500 to $3,000 again in a week, and then again next week it might be nothing. So when you kind of looking at all this kind of stuff, and of course this is just gross. Okay, this is just gross. I still have to, that's gonna be like about what, like $7,000-8,000 probably. Still, in a month, it still turns out to be pretty good. But then you gotta deduct all these other things. You gotta deduct all your maintenance fees and all your vehicle payments, your insurance, all your fuel, all your food that you've used while you were driving, your cell phone that you use for your business, because it's kind of like something that you will need to deduct on your taxes. So there's all of those. Let me see what else I have, kind of like, because I do have a list that I made last time, and I still don't have time to really go through it again and just make something that's going to be like a little bit easier to understand. But as far as expenses goes, there's food, there's cell phone, there's insurance, there's sprinter payment, there's workman's comp, which I did not calculate into this. There's health insurance, which I did not count into this. There's taxes, which again I did not include any taxes. There's maintenance. I consider maintenance to be at least $10 a day. That's what my calculation was all about when I was just telling you that I'm making, about working for myself about $223 clear per day. So that doesn't sound bad. $10 maintenance, but there is a sprinter payment of $27 per day. I did include that. So if you want, you could times 27 by 30-day cycle, I guess, or 31-day cycle, and find out what that's going to be. There is a miscellaneous cost, which is $10, and and that could be, guys, that could be really easy. I'm telling you, I've probably been sitting here. I already spent probably like more than $60 because I had to go, and I'm like, okay, well, I want coffee. I want to eat something. So, that kind of thing. There's clothing. There's tools. Like 2 days ago, I went and I bought myself fuses and lamps. That was $8. Did I expect to spend $8 on this stuff? No. Fuses, there was only 5 in the box. Boom, they're all gone because they're all burned out. Not to mention, I had a bunch of fuses with me, bunch of 20 amp and 15 amps and 10 amps that I completely burned out. I must have went through, like, I don't know, easily 25 fuses, guys, besides those, because I was just already use any kind of fuse in there because I was running a lot of tests. So like, all the stuff is being wasted. There's constantly going to be something. You're going to be like thinking, man, I need water, because you're driving, you need water, and then you get a Coke, and then you get maybe like a Monster, and maybe you get some other energy. So you're constantly spending money in this business. Plus you're bored, so you're going to end up eating more. It's like you're bored, okay, well, let me grab something to eat, and then you get it, and then and then you're like, oh, I'm driving, maybe I need a cell phone charger. You get a cell phone charger. Oh, my wire is not working out for the phone. You get that. Oh, I need a case for my phone. Then you go buy yourself a case. Now you need like a cell phone holder. Boom. All of a sudden you discover your GPS stuff stopped working. You need that. Maybe you need some kind of like something to smell nice in your car, so you buy yourself like that little tree. Might not be so much, but you go in a store, you're like, oh, and I need some fruits, and I need some of this stuff, and before you know, you got some snacks over there, and you got some other stuff. So all this stuff is miscellaneous, and I consider that to be like $10 a day, just like snacks and whatever. And then $10 a day could be like various different tools, because you might be messing with the vehicle and you're like, hey, I need pliers now I need a wrench, now I need something else. So it's constantly something, not to mention other like major breakdowns, like parts and stuff. It could get like, it could all really add up like quickly. So I know guys that bought like brand new sprinters. They like, oh, I need an air suspension. Do you really need it? Not really. You get an air suspension, then you're like, oh, I need to buy a rear seat because I have kids, and you spend about $800 on that. And before you know it, you're like, oh, I want Michelin tires. So now you're like $1,000 plus in new tires, and you just keep getting all this stuff. It seems like you need it, and then it just costing you money. And then for some guys that got like a DF system, they're like, well, the DF system, they don't want it to malfunction. They go to some mechanic and they'll disable the system for them and reprogram the computer, and they're gonna spend about $1,500. And now they're $1,500 down, but they have a new Sprinter, but that's sort of like a breakdown, but it's not. That's, I guess, like a preventive maintenance type of thing. Guys, there's always something that you have to pay for. This is why a lot of times we are working and, you know, we're thinking, oh, we're making all this good money here, you know, and maybe other people will look at it, they're like, man, you guys are making crazy type of money. But we're also spending crazy type of money to run this business. And as you guys already seen, I mentioned quite a few here. I could have really went on and on and on and on, but you're gonna quickly find out then taxes come and you might end up paying some taxes. I know a friend of mine that was really doing really good. I mean, he was really just doing good, you know. Yeah, $7,000 in taxes, you know, boom. So then he's like thinking, well, I need to save my money and maybe not pay this much in taxes. So then he goes into like and opens up a corporation. So there you go, $800. He gives it to some guy to open up a corporation for him. So, but then you're still not done. It's always kind of like, it's always something. It's always something. So I like to take a look at all these things and try to work for a reasonable amount of money so that at the end of the day, I'm not going to be broke, because there's always something. Guys, when I left, I thought, man, everything's good, man. I installed the brake light sensor, like everything's good. I should not be getting any problems. And then I'm hit with a problem that I never faced with. You know, now I got a short somewhere in the system and my light's constantly burning out. Could this be a brake light switch? Sure. You know, I have two of them that I keep installing, and none of them seem like they're working out for me. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's, I don't know what it is. So something's not right. But anyways, guys, I know this is like, you know, it's a lot of information, but hopefully this information is something that you could definitely use, because it's a lot to think about. This is not like a simple type of thing to where you're like, hey, I want to get into expediting, I'm just gonna do it. And you know, because it's not all that simple. It's simple, but yet it's not simple. You have to think about all these things, because guys, I know Sprinter owners, I know van owners that they're just basically meeting their every single month they're meeting their obligations. They're making their van payment, they're making their insurance payment, house payment, and all these other bills, and they don't have no money left over. And guys, I used to be one of those. I'm serious. And I was thinking, man, like, how could I try to improve the situation and make more money? And the way to do it is to think about, first of all, what's it costing you to run your business. And a lot of it will be having a Sprinter payment, having a really expensive insurance. If you could try to get a used Sprinter and have a company hire you, I think that's the best way to go, because even with a new Sprinter, you're gonna have issues that you're gonna have to pay for, and you're still gonna have to have insurance. So possibly with a used Sprinter, you're gonna have a cheaper insurance, because you could say, well, maybe I don't need full coverage because my Sprinter only costs about $5,000. Full coverage is gonna cost me maybe $5,000 extra every single year. Maybe I'll just buy myself another one. You know, I don't want to have to pay this extra money. Who knows? That's what I have. I don't have full coverage, so yeah, my insurance is cheaper because of that as well. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff involved, guys. You know, I could just go on and on and on and on, but it's like, I don't want to have to discourage anybody from this, because you could still, as long as you think and you try to, you know, do everything the right way, you will actually make some money. And but there's also ways of doing it you're not going to make any money. I've seen both sides of the coin, and it is tough, guys. It is tough. I remember when I was like back in 2013, guys, man, I didn't have no sprint. Well, no, I did have. I had the Sprinter payment. It was this Sprinter here, but I was paying to my friend. You know, he allowed me to make payments on it, so I keep basically making payments for it, and I make a payment for him. I make my rent payment. Then I'm like, man, I barely have any money left over, because I got this breakdown, and I don't even have like $150 for just to get this little part. I remember that situation. So man, I would have to really just, I don't know, like just do all kinds of fixes to where, you know, it costs me like less money. And then I realized, okay, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the cheapest possible parts that are still working good. I mean, hopefully, like when I'm talking about cheap is, I started buying like used sprinters just to have it for parts, and my apartments did not like that because I would have 2 sprinters, and they said you can't have 2 sprinters, you could only have 1, and then even they didn't like that. And every time I needed something, I would go and remove from that sprinter. And so I realized that was a good investment because I needed a transmission, I got a transmission out of it. I needed some extra pipes, I got the pipes out. I needed the AGR, I got the AGR out of there. I need some kind of electronic part, like I installed the computer from that system, that's what I did. And I needed a transmission control module, boom, I installed it from the van. So I keep installing different stuff, and then I started saving, and then I noticed that finally I'm getting actual money like left over, and then I started saving for like a house and stuff. So I got a house that some of you guys would probably not even get. It needs so much work. It's gonna be like so expensive to fix it, but because I know how to do the work myself, of course I'm saving every single month that I'm not paying rent. I'm saving, so I could actually put it into a house and fix it up and stuff. So slowly I'm noticing, just because I don't have a payment for the sprinter, I don't have a payment for the house, I'm not paying somebody to service my vehicle, I'm servicing it myself, and I'm paying less of insurance. My sprinter's more economical, so I'm saving money there. I'm also looking for cheaper gas stations to fuel up, so I'm saving money there. I got a fitness membership, so I don't really need to fuel up at truck stops. I'm saving money there again. So I keep trying to save money, and I was also saving on cell phone. Now I really don't, I'm not saving on cell phone. My phone, it's by itself with unlimited internet, is like, it cost me like $90 a month, but plus there's taxes, so I think I'm paying like $100. But I have unlimited internet. It's like basically stream all you want, and of course for me to make videos for you guys, that's really important because I have to have really good internet. So I hope you guys like all these type of reasoning that I'm doing. I'm sure I already split this video like in 3 parts because there's just a lot of stuff that you have to kind of like take into consideration when trying to actually get into this business, guys. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will make more videos on this, and if you guys have any questions, like, let me know. But thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and God bless you. Bye bye.